Oh, stretch.
If I stretch anymore,
Stretch.
I might break my arm. Shit.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Main Event Jason. I'm Chris. That's me.
What up?
I had to think about which way I was pointing, and I was like, right, this. I was like, hey, and I was like, oh, this isn't helping at all. Uh, welcome back. Our apparently every other week podcast that is just how this has worked out the past like month. But
To
we are
be
back.
fair,
To be fair, you've had
I had
COVID, I've
COVID.
been busy, and we're gonna be missing next week again. So
We'll get there.
we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. Um, it's gonna be crazy. Speaking of crazy, the world of pro wrestling has been fucking crazy. We have a lot to talk about. Um, so let's start off with Monday Night Raw. Not me trying to remember Raw.
That's usually how it goes, isn't it?
Dude, I have so much shit happens that I just forget about everything that goes down.
Well, I'll help you out. So Raw was from Tulsa, Oklahoma on Monday
That's
night,
right. Indeed it
and it
was.
opened with what
Look in my eyes.
do you see? It opened with CM Punk
It
coming
did.
out and talking about his Money in the Bank qualifying match later that night. Um, he talked about it. Sami Zayn came out and was like, dude, don't worry about, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed or Seth
Yeah.
Rollins. You need
You
to
it's
worry about,
it's important that you win this.
you need to win. Get in the match and win it. Like,
Yeah,
do it. He also called John Cena a bitch.
he
So
did.
that was amazing. Yeah, we've said it on the podcast before that Punk is a top 5 promo of all time.
Oh, easily.
And
No
he
question.
might even be number
The
1.
best.
um but um Sami Zayn said that him and Jay would take care of Bronson and Braun. But he said that if Seth won Money in the Bank, it would ruin everything. And at the end, Zayn said, and if you do win, we're going to be in this ring again. And we will be having a different conversation.
And then Punk, classic Punk as ever, just looks and goes, I look forward to it.
I look forward to it. And then after that, we had, I believe it was the women's Money in the
It
Bank
was the
qualifying.
women's yes, which was Ivy Nile, Liv Morgan, and Stephanie Vaquer.
La Primera. La Primera.
Bro, we are all about it.
All about Stephanie Vaquer, if I'm being
All
honest.
about that Stephanie Vaquer.
For real. I'm writing essays.
Which
Amazing
is
match.
incredible. Oh yeah.
Um, and Stephanie won.
Yes, Stephanie did win. With a little bit of just I dude, I cannot say anything else that I haven't already fucking said about how amazing the women's division is in WWE and NXT. Like the best it's ever been.
It honestly
It
is
really is. It's the best. And there's more even now coming in, which we'll talk about later.
so much so. So much so. Um, I believe this is when Paul Heyman tried to talk AJ Styles out of competing in the Money in the Bank qualifying match later that night,
Yes.
and AJ was like, "What? No."
Yeah. Like, no, yeah, I see what you're doing. No, not. I'm not fucking doing that. Stop it.
um, uh, Following that, it was the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day, which
Was a great match.
was a great match.
We had.
Roxanne Perez actually got involved.
Yes, she did. Which we've had a lot of backstage tension.
Between Roxy and Liv Morgan.
Yes.
I'm Team Roxy, personally, but
Yeah.
And yeah, Judgment Day beat the War Raiders.
They did. Which again, I think this is where we're starting to see who's gonna go where when it comes to a possible Judgment Day split.
Right.
Even though I mean that's gonna suck for Dom, because Dom doesn't have any other male backup now. He had
No,
Carlito.
he doesn't.
And now he doesn't
And
even have
you,
Carlito.
and you have to wonder, when the Judgment Day does split, is there still going to be a Judgment Day, or is it just going to be a
Two separate
split off
things.
and there be no Judgment Day?
Balor Club.
Hold on, let Chris cook. Let Chris book.
Man, here's how I would book.
Hey, TKO.
Call me. You wouldn't even need to worry about travel. I already live in your state. WWE headquarters, like an hour from me. Make it happen.
After that, Becky had some very fiery words in a pre-taped video to Lyra, and then the greatest women's wrestler of our generation, Lyra Valkyria, came out and
I can't even let you pretend to make that a thing.
she came out to address Becky's words and attacked, eventually calling Becky out. And it eventually led to her attacking Becky from behind.
Which is a heel move for a face.
Which is a heel move to do for a face. But I guess if the heel you're going up against is just ignoring you, like pushing you to the side, and I could see where you might get fed up with that and attack.
Yeah.
So I could see. Yeah, I could see that. I thought it was good.
Yeah. Too bad she's gonna lose.
I picked Becky.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
After that, Rhea and Stephanie encountered each other backstage and made everybody pop.
Yes. The horniest moment of the night.
Then we had Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I mean, I'm just going to say that Bronson and Braun are one of the scariest tag teams of all time. It didn't end in clean because Seth Rollins came down and stomped Jey Uso, which drew a DQ.
Yeah.
And then they continued a 3-on-2 beatdown until Punk came down to save them at the behest of Sami Zayn, who told him, "Do not come down here."
let him kick our ass. Like that's the big,
But that was a good match too.
was then we get to a good match. Well, that was kind of a good match. An impromptu Kairi Sane versus Raquel Rodriguez. You're starting to see the ring rust fade off of Kairi. Like I feel like she's now into like feeling herself into like being back into the ring again. Obviously Liv tried to distract Kairi, which was a bad idea because we got a reunited Damage Control for one night when women's world champion Io Sky came running down to help her friend. Kicked the shit out of Liv. Kairi jumped up, insane elbow, took the win over Raquel. What a good match. Then, the main event.
Yes. Do we just want to... Do we even want...
So it's a triple threat match, qualifier, between AJ Styles, CM Punk, and El Chad Gable. Fucking, I mean, it was actually a good match. Like for most part, it was a good match. Until Punk was there. But out come the two scariest men in fucking professional clothing ever. And they beat the fuck out of Punk. Sammy and Jay come down to help out. But by that time, it still pisses me off to even fucking think about.
You know, we can't even be mad at the finish. The finish was actually really fucking good.
It was, but I'm mad. I am mad at the finish. It gave El Grande Americano enough time to slide that fucking metal piece back in his mask as AJ went for a phenomenal forearm, headbutted him, wins. And that is who is in the fucking last spot for men's Money in the Bank.
I want it to be known that Chad Gable had 2 opportunities.
And Karrion Kross didn't have a single one.
Karrion Kross didn't have one. There were a few people that you could argue that should have gotten at least one.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Karrion Kross is a big one.
I digress. El Grande Americano is in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Chad Gable is fighting Vikingo on Worlds Collide earlier that day.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can no longer buy into this nonsense. I can't do it. I can't do it. It upsets me.
That was Raw.
That was Raw.
That is how Raw ended.
It was depressing. I was sad. NXT rolled around on Tuesday.
It sure did.
Some shit went down.
So it opened with the people in the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT North American title at Worlds Collide. That would be All Ego, Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Rey Fenix apparently was on a flight that didn't get there. But Sean Legacy, if you watch Evolve, you know who Sean Legacy is. He will face the winner of the North American title match at Worlds Collide. So he could face Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, or Rey Fenix. Afterwards, though, more Evolve talents showed up, and then a huge brawl broke out. I don't remember the names of the other talents at the moment, so you're going to have to give me a few minutes. I remember it was a group. That's all I remember. I remember it's a group I don't like. So that's
it
why.
Wasn't Swipe Right, was it?
No, it's not Swipe Right. It's a different. It's the other group.
Oh yeah.
It was a short segment, but it was pretty good. I'll give it. It was pretty good. I love Ethan Page and Javon Evans. So I'm not very. I know of Laredo Kid, but I'm not very well versed in his game yet.
Oh, he's
So
fantastic.
so tomorrow I'll know more.
Yeah, because I say between the two of us, I feel like I've watched more Lucha Libre.
Oh, 100%. You've probably watched more Lucha Libre and New Japan.
Oh yeah. I mean, I used to watch. I used to have fucking the New Japan Premium thing.
Yeah. Next is Dark State versus Chase U. The new Chase U. Dark State ended up winning. But unfortunately, Dark State did end up winning. Ava. This is where Ava tells Evans, Laredo, and Sean Legacy to find a fourth member for an 8-man tag match against Ethan Page and the Evolve tag team. And that's where Dragon Lee comes out and says, "Yo, I'm here. I know Ray Phoenix isn't here, but I'm here. I'll be your fourth." So it'll be Evans, Laredo, Legacy, and Dragon Lee versus
Vanity
Ethan
Project.
Page. Who?
Vanity Project.
Vanity versus Ethan Page and Vanity Project later on that night. Probably the best match of the night was followed. It was Miles Bourne versus Charlie Dempsey in a rounds match.
I'm not familiar with a rounds match.
So it was a bit weird. So they each had a member of No Quarter Catch Crew in their corner, right? And there were 7 rounds, and whoever won the majority of the rounds won the entire match.
So it's like an actual fight.
Kinda. But you could only win a round by getting a pinfall. If there's no pinfall in the amount of time of the round, then no one wins the round.
No.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It was a little weird to get the concept, but after watching the first couple rounds, I was like, okay, I get it now. If Bourne won, he was out of No Quarter Catch Crew, which he wanted. He wanted out. And Bourne won. So, and yeah, it was honestly, like I said, best match of the night to me. Oh, I forgot this happened. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Then we had the women's LFG Season 1 winner, Tyra May Steele, Olympian Tyra May Steele. Let me be respectful.
Yes. Yeah, she earned that.
Yes. Who made her NXT debut against Ariana Grace. Because Ariana Grace said some shit in the locker room, and Tyra May Steele was like, "Yeah, I'm not playing that."
Not familiar with her game, but I see where she at.
Tyra May Steele won. It was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. And then after last week, so I will go to the past for a second. So Stephanie Vaquer, this was her first week on Raw.
Yes.
Because last week she lost the NXT Women's Champion in a shocker. She lost the title to JC Jane, which no one thought was going to happen. I messaged Chris. I was like, dog. Stephanie just lost the title.
I was like, hold on. What? I was I was literally recording a podcast, and he goes, "Yo," and I was like, "There's no fucking way."
But JC came out, and she cut a really good promo. I always joke that JC was and honestly the promo was kind of directed at me. Because I've always joked that she was the worst person in Toxic Attraction.
Now she's the NXT Women's Champion, so
Now she's the NXT Women's Champion. And she's the only person from Toxic Attraction that is still in WWE.
that's so true.
But she came out, dropped a very good promo, and then Lainey Reed interrupted her. Then Lola Vice interrupted her. Then Jordan Grace. Then Jada Parker. Then Kalani Jordan. And then Lash Legend. Basically the entire NXT women's division. And then Thea Hale attacked Jada Parker and started an entire brawl. And this is where I do want to reiterate what Chris said earlier, is that the women's divisions are top-notch. You cannot say that the women's divisions are not the best in wrestling.
Yeah.
And then the lights go out. And in the crow's nest with a mic is the glamorous Mariah May. Or in WWE, it's probably Mariah December.
May Mariah.
May Mariah. Finally in a WWE arena, she says, "I have finally arrived, and the best women's division in wrestling just got a whole lot more glamorous. And you're looking at your next NXT Women's Champion. So don't be surprised if the next NXT Women's Champion is May Mariah. Or Mariah December.
Or whatever.
Or whatever the hell her name is, because they didn't say it on Tuesday, because I think they thought a lot of people would be mad. Because they think...
Well, so from what I'm hearing, they're considering a name change.
Well, I guess
Nothing
Mariah
set
May
in
is her
stone.
real name.
Yeah.
But Jeff Cobb is Jeff Cobb's real name. So
We'll see.
So we'll see. Yeah. But it was a good segment. Jesus. But it was a great segment. It showed off all the entire women's division. Well, not the entire women's division. It showed off a lot of the women's division. It showed off. It had Mariah May coming back. JC had a great promo. It was a really good segment.
Yeah. No, it was.
You want to take this one, Chris? This is when you came in.
This is when I came in. So we had the second to last match of the night. We had Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Laredo Kid, Sean Legacy against North American champion Ethan Page and the Vanity Project. This was a good match. Up until Ethan Page basically told Vanity Project, "Now I'm out, y'all. Fuck this shit." And ended up costing them the match, where Dragon Lee nailed Operation Dragon, which is a badass move.
It is.
To get the pinfall, which is nuts. Like, the fact that he got a pop as hard as he had, I was like, yo, Dragon Lee's more over in NXT than he is.
we did say that,
which is crazy. But yeah, good match. I'm not familiar with Vanity Project. I'm very far behind on NXT and Evolve. So for me, it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Then we had the main event, which this feels weird to say, but for TNA World Champion Trick Williams wrestled Mike Santana. I was hyped as fuck to see Mike Santana getting airtime on WWE programming because he's a great wrestler and he deserves it.
That was also funny.
Oh yeah, that's what I was like. Was Mike Santana on WWE TV? What the fuck?
We're like, yeah, he popped up last week, and you're like, well, I wasn't here last week. You're like, well,
Yeah.
it was.
Um, it was a good match. I think. I think you put two people like
Yeah.
that with the abilities that they both have in the ring together, you're gonna create magic. We had thought at one point that it was gonna be. Oh, that's right. Well, Trick Williams did attempt to kind of walk out of the match, and just leave. Santana goes, "Nah," and it looked like Santana had it. It did, but then AJ Francis and Casey Navarro
Yep.
essentially turn on Mike Santana, and Trick
Now
takes the win.
we do have to remember that Trick caused the distraction by breaking Elijah's guitar.
Which again, look who's back. Just with a different name.
Hello, I am Elijah.
Where we'll walk with Elijah.
With Elijah.
I will walk with Elijah.
Always.
Yeah, he broke his guitar, causing a bit of the distraction, and then what do you know? AJ and Casey do the unthinkable. And you know what sucks? I forgot to watch TNA last night.
Oh yeah, so we didn't see the fallout.
So I don't know what the fallout is. I'll probably have to watch it after this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's this hard year. It's hard time of year for me right now because I got a bunch of, we got hockey and shit. So I'm kind of everywhere, so I can't always watch everything. But yeah, dude, NXT man continues to be amazing. Now that it's the black and silver brand.
Yeah.
And then we go on to SmackDown.
Friday night.
So we start off with, and we just fucking watched this. Did we start off with? We started off with Jimmy Uso and JC Mateo, correct?
No.
What's our LA Knight and Aleister Black?
Nope. I'm dancing. Start off with Seth.
Oh, that's right. We started off with, I fucking totally forgot about Seth. Bro, doing these recaps are so difficult. I get so much shit up here, bro. Yeah, we started off with Seth Rollins and the rest of his goon squad, which they're a bunch of little gooners. Although, again, can we decide, do we like Seth or do we not like Seth? Like, you go nuts for his music, but when he says crazy shit, you boo him. It's like, pick one.
Yeah. Yeah.
He talked about how it was, he was going to win Money in the Bank, and it wasn't just on Raw that he was going to take over and make changes, that it was also going to be over on SmackDown as well. I continue to say that two men that are terrifying in suits are Bronson and Braun Breaker.
Yeah, corporate cronies.
Corporate cronies. And then they get interrupted by...
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum,
I
bum,
don't...
bum,
What are
bum.
we calling them? Solo and the boys?
Well, it's not Solo and the boys anymore. There ain't no way.
It's just Solo.
No, that's the Fatu gang.
That's the Fatu, yeah, and I mean, that shit don't matter no more either. Because Solo fucked that up.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, they got confronted by Solo and JC and Jacob Fatu.
Sure did.
Solo is fucking hilarious on the mic. He is great. He is great. Yeah, we had the dude. I don't think Jacob and Braun took their eyes off of each other the entire time.
No, they did not.
I don't think they did.
And that's scary.
That's horrifying.
I think I said that was gonna create like a black hole.
Dude, it was gonna fucking rip a hole in the space-time continuum. They as they were jawing back and forth, the Seth and the crew leave the ring. As they leave the ring, wouldn't you know, the return of Big Jim to go beat they asses. Which was great. Nice to see Jimmy back.
This Big Jim. Yeet.
Just little yeet.
No.
Then we had a match between JC Mateo and thank you, ESPN. JC Mateo and Jimmy Uso. Some of the funny moments in the ring. JC was beating on Jimmy. Solo goes, "You done? You want to come back? Like, are you done yet? Is it over? No? All right, JC, keep kicking his ass."
Solo's a trip.
Dude, Solo's so good.
He is.
You know what's crazy? I don't even remember who won that match.
Jimmy. Because JC knocked down Jacob.
Yes, that's right. Dude, it is. I just watched this. I don't understand.
Yeah, JC knocked out Jacob. Jacob left.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy rolled up JC and
that's right.
pinned him.
Then
Zelina Vega.
Oh, that's right. Dude, I am terrible at this part. You have a good memory, bro. I have a terrible fucking memory, clearly. It's so bad. In my defense, I had 2 other things going on at once at this point.
You're fine, bro. You're good.
But yeah, we had Zelina Vega versus Jesus Christ. Piper Niven in a I'm not even like I'm sober. I'm not high. I'm not drinking. Maybe I should be. Welcome to the episode where Chris struggles to remember something he just watched a couple hours ago. Oh my god. Yeah, Zelina versus Piper Niven in a Bakersfield brawl. Immediately kendo sticks came out.
Yep.
Immediately. It was a pretty good match. We got to a point where Chelsea and Alba were getting involved, trying to make it so Piper won, until Julia surprises everyone and comes to help Zelina Vega, allowing her to get the pinfall after power bombing Piper Niven off the second turnbuckle through a table, and then proceeds to get her ass whooped by Julia, who had made her intentions clear that she was going to be the one who wanted a piece of Zelina, which is, I think, why she helped Zelina. I think that's, you get to a point where you calling people out, and then you're like, well, I guess now it's time to make sure that becomes a reality. So
right. And they had a segment right before that where Julia was eyeing the U.S. title.
Oh,
so
she was eyeing.
We know she's not winning. We know she's not winning Money in the Bank tomorrow.
Probably not. Yeah, because you're not going to cash in on a mid-card title.
Nope.
Is that unless a rule?
Unless you're Austin Theory.
He did that, didn't he?
He did. I'm pretty sure he did. Pretty sure he did. Comments help me out there.
I think he did. That would be funny.
Zelina also hit a code red off the top rope.
That was crazy.
That was sick.
Well, I'm here for that. Then what was next?
Damien told Fatu, "I'm coming for the U.S. title."
That's true.
I think next is LA Knight and Aleister Black.
LA Knight did cut a promo in the ring.
Yes.
Then we got Aleister Black and his badass entrance, and it was a good match. Those two are great together. I would love to see more of them. But that match didn't really end clean, did it?
Yeah, no, it did not.
'Cause,
Because unfortunately,
Seth Rollins and his fucking lapdogs decided to interfere and beat the shit out of LA Knight.
Yep, they sure did.
It's a theme that happened throughout the night.
Yeah, that did seem to be the theme. And
A little bit.
And honestly, I picked him to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. We both picked him to win the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Did I pick him to win it?
You sure did.
Oh.
And we both. And I mean, honestly, they're making me kind of want to switch.
I know.
I don't know who I would switch to.
I picked
That's
Seth.
what I just said.
Oh, I thought you said you picked LA Knight.
No, I said I picked Seth.
That's why I was like, wait a second. I picked Seth. I thought you said LA Knight. That's why hence why I was confused.
No, I was talking about Seth.
Yeah.
They're making it seem like something's gonna happen tomorrow to stop him. Or he's just gonna go on this big tirade and win. Which I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah, and then have him cash in on who?
See, that's the thing. He won't cash in on Cena. So it's gonna have to be Jay.
Fair. It would have to be Jay, wouldn't it?
Cashes in on Jay after he fights Gunther.
That would be crazy.
That'd be insane.
Have it happen immediately.
Yep.
Get his ass.
Always happens to the women.
Yeah.
Always happens to the women. Let the men do it for once.
Then we had a tag team match between American Made. Or did that happen later? No, I think that happened after.
Nope, you're close. You're almost there.
What do you mean I'm almost there?
There's one match before it.
Oh, was it the 6 women tag match?
Yeah.
Yeah. Between Rhea Ripley. Dude, I love how you're just watching me struggle through this. Not even offering any help. What a fucking guy.
What do you mean? I am interfering. I am interjecting when you need when
I'm
when
surprised
you stop.
you're not just
what do
like,
you mean?
I'm just gonna fucking take over. Like
the next match was Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Bliss versus Roxanne Perez, Julia, and Naomi in a 6-woman tag match with all the women's Money in the Bank participants. It was a good match. Prior to this, Tiffany Stratton came out and cut a promo where Rhea Ripley interrupted, and then Stephanie Vaquer came out, and that's how all the women started coming out. Danger Mommies won.
yes.
That's Rhea, Alexa, and Stephanie, for those that are unaware.
I mean, that's a solid name for them.
Yeah. Roxanne went for a tag with Naomi. Naomi dropped off the apron and left Roxanne there. Ripley, Stephanie, and Alexa started just beating the crap out of Roxanne until Ripley hit her with a riptide and ended the match. So
indeed,
yeah, that was a good match.
No, it was. I mean, obviously, again, you can make a case for every woman in this match to win the Money in the Bank
honestly
briefcase. Then we had the tag team match between American Made, the Creed brothers, whose names escape me, and Andrade and Penta. Good match. As terrible as they are in speaking roles, the Creed brothers are good in the ring. Um, same with Ivy Nile. It's almost like they put 3 people with Chad Gable who can't fucking do the talky part, so they let him do all the talking.
To be fair, that's kind of what they did with no offense. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to say that. He might spear me.
Again, a good match that we didn't really get the end of.
Yeah, no.
Because Seth
Well,
and
no. I think Penta and Andrade got the win, and then
they did,
afterwards,
because Penta hit a Mexican Destroyer.
Yep.
On honestly, I don't even remember which Creed brother. One of the Creed brothers.
On Redacted.
Redacted. If you don't know that joke, you need to be in the Twitch stream. Yeah. Penta hit the Mexican Destroyer. They got the pinfall, and then out comes Seth and the gang. Fucking Brady Bunch out here. Beat up on Andrade, beat up on Penta.
Here's
which
the
again,
story of a visionary.
Where's the fucking where's Ray Phoenix? Like, why was he not able to help his brother? Is my question.
That is a very interesting. Maybe they
Why
just
did he
didn't.
not?
Maybe they wanted Seth to go over on all the talent tonight.
Yeah, that must have been it.
So I do want to point out, they said that all of the people from both Money in the Bank ladder matches was going to be there. Chad Gable was there. El Grande Americano was not. I don't know if they addressed that.
Again, have you seen either of them in the same room?
Well, I mean, actually, there was that second week. I'm just saying. I'm in the same boat as you.
They're trying real hard to make that a thing. Then what happened after that?
So this is where Solo said that Fatu was stupid.
Oh yeah, and then he walked around the corner and just was like, "Bro, like, well, Solo's gonna die tomorrow."
Yep, Solo ain't winning.
No,
Jacob about to whoop his ass.
for real. Yeah.
And then we have
Why
the
am I having
final.
such a hard time remembering?
I mean, there's only one thing left. It's the final promo,
which was great. Cody and Jey Uso cut an amazing promo. John Cena comes out. No one says anything. Logan Paul comes in and just sucker punches Jey Uso like the fucking little weasel bitch he is. Yeah, that's right.
And then
Logan Paul, I don't care how many fucking wrestling or boxing matches you in, I can fuck you up. Yeah.
And then John Cena hit an AA on Jay. He hit an AA on Cody. They both held up the belts. John Cena was like, "Take a look. This is your future. I'm leaving with this belt. That belt's going to the future of this company, Logan Paul, and we're ruining wrestling." And they continued to beat up Cody and Jay. I think John Cena hit a couple more AAs.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it for SmackDown.
That was it. Overall thoughts on the week.
It was a very you could tell it was the going home shows. I mean, I'm happy for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it's the best
Mm.
women's Money in the Bank ladder match we've had in years.
Do you know what I think
Um,
I struggle with so much? And what makes SmackDown so hard for me to remember? It's just so fucking long. It's so long.
this year, this the rant of the week.
No, it's like I feel like I forget halfway through the show what I just watched.
That's fair. It's
It's
completely
a
fair.
3-hour show. I felt the same way with Raw for the longest time before they made Raw 2 hours. It was like it's so long. I don't need to be sitting here for 3 fucking hours watching. Like that's
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah. I will say though, and I think I said this or during one of the other podcasts, SmackDown does consistently have my like match of the week and like segment of the week, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's because they could showcase all of their talent.
Right. As opposed
And they
to
do
just
a good
couple.
job doing it. They do a good job doing it. It's just so long. It's just
Yeah, incredibly long. Match of the week.
well. So my match of the week does come from SmackDown.
Okay.
It is Penta and Andrade versus the Creed brothers.
Okay. All right. Mine is not from SmackDown.
Oh, where's yours from?
Mine is from Raw.
Where's yours from?
Where's yours from? Mine is from Raw. Believe it or not.
Ooh, okay.
The Stephanie McCare, Liv Morgan, Ivy Nile match. That match was great.
That match was great. That was actually my second place.
It had everything you'd want in a match with a face and 2 heels. Ivy actually was shown pretty strongly. Stephanie McCare obviously took the win. I don't think anyone was shocked at that. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about Stephanie McCare and how short her NXT run was, and for good reason. The talent is there. Obviously, she did not need to be done.
Yeah, La Primera.
Moving on to some news.
Yeah, we got some.
Yeah, we definitely got some shit. I want to talk about obviously the thing that broke kind of today. Was the whole situation with Roxanne Perez. For those that are not aware, there was a very shady Twitter account that was making a lot of weird posts and such, essentially threatening Roxanne Perez's life. I'm
Doxter.
Yeah, Doxter. They're not quite sure if that was her address or if it was somebody else's. But very, very scary situation. I don't know what the deal is there. Adam Pearce put out a thing saying we are aware it's been handled or it's being handled or something. I don't remember if I have the actual. Let me see.
I had it up and then I closed it.
Oh, I don't. Oh, I do have it. It's right here. So it says it has been reported. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. Thank you to everyone that made me aware. It looks like Adam Pearce was informed of the situation, obviously with him being part of creative team and obviously being in the executive role as well as being on screen talent. Yeah, this shit's not okay. They're wrestling people get so caught up in all this shit. Like wrestling, they're fucking people. Guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's not real. None of this, it's all strictly entertainment and storytelling based. Roxanne Perez is a real person outside of this. Odds are she's nothing like her character. And there is zero, zero, zero tolerance for any of this shit. And there needs to be. You don't get to hide behind your keyboard without fucking consequences when you do shit like this. There has to be consequences. And I hope whoever this is spending their night in a nice cushy little jail cell for essentially threatening a person's life online, which yes is illegal. You can't do that.
Nope, cannot.
Roxanne should not feel unsafe in her own home or going places. Like, that's so unbelievably not okay.
Or going on social media.
Yeah.
And she's not the first person this has happened to. It happened to Liv not that long ago as well. And
yeah.
it's honestly insane. And Roxanne, you probably will never see this podcast, but you're one of our favorite wrestlers, and we do hope that you are doing okay.
Absolutely. We would have both understood, as I think most of the WWE universe would have understood, if you decided you didn't want to wrestle tonight. I respect that she did. But
Same.
yeah, I echo Noob's sentiment. Just from what I've seen, she seems like a wonderful person. Definitely one of our favorites. I just, man, I physically, it physically makes me ill to think about that.
Yeah.
That somebody would do something like that. That's so fucked up. In every way, that is fucking wrong. So, thankfully that has been handled. Thankfully that has been taken care of. Hopefully,
shout out WWE and Adam Pearce and
everyone involved
moderators,
in that taken care
everyone
of.
involved are getting that taken care of.
Hopefully we find out, you know, if it was someone trying to prank her or if there was an issue. I was gonna say, I know Liv had an issue with a stalker not that long ago.
Yeah, that I mean that's what they said the account was another stalker.
Which is like, what the fuck, guys? Come on, stop being
Yeah.
fucking weird on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I guess let's keep going with the sad news, because we really only have kind of shit news to talk about this week.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, we should probably start with the third thing and then
Yeah.
go into the second thing from back to forward.
So we'll do it like a Tarantino movie. Start at the end, only to work our way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
To loop around back to the end again. The Miz and Gunther. If you guys follow them on social media, you notice their social media has changed a little bit. They removed all relation to WWE from their social media accounts. I believe there was a couple others that did something similar. I think Kevin Owens might have been one of them. Which it was kind of shocking to see, but it's not shocking when you understand why they did it. Because last week, R-Truth, Carlito, and Sarah Logan were all released by WWE. It's I'm sad. I'm sad because for the last 17 years, Ron Killings has given everything to WWE, and he has been easily a crowd favorite, easily one of the most over wrestlers, and to just kind of get unceremoniously let go.
And that's only for that tenure. we have to remember him as K Quick as well.
Yeah, which was a few years that he had been there
Yeah.
too. So probably
So
around 20 years to WWE.
yeah. Um,
Um,
what makes those three in particular even worse is Eric had just gone on CVV and said, I think it was CVV,
it was CVV.
and said that, Sarah's on her way back soon. Um, Carlito was honestly, he was the comedic relief of the Judgment Day. He was one of my favorite parts to look forward to in the Judgment Day segments every week.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, R-Truth is R-Truth. Um, I think you said it best in your TikTok
I did post a
that,
TikTok about it.
yeah, that R-Truth really got screwed. And I mean, now I've said it already. I was telling our friend Bree about it. I get the sentiment that TKO is trying to do. I get the business side of things. I get needing to release, the older and more injury-prone superstars. But
Yeah.
the superstars that have been with the company for years and are over with the fans. Like, you could send R-Truth out there and he'll do anything
Facts.
and get over with the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I really do not. And a lot of people are saying that it was Triple H's call. I don't know if it was Triple H's call. He might have given the names, but I think it was TKO's call.
Yeah.
TKO said, give us names. Triple H gave them names. And that was it.
I heard a lot of
Because,
rumor that it was due to he was offered another contract, but it was significantly less than he was making.
Yeah. That
which
too.
is also
And I mean,
fucked up.
Yeah, that too. Which, and I mean, of course, we're the IWC, right? We're not gonna know the backstage of things. Sarah Logan, she probably still wanted to wrestle, but she's also still a fairly new mother.
Yeah.
Carlito, he probably still wanted to be in WWE, but he's also probably wants to go around the world and stuff like that. We don't know.
And he's coming close to probably the end of his career not that long from now.
Yeah, we
So.
don't know. But yeah, I know a lot of people are upset. They're taking over the shows with the "We Want Truth" chants, and yeah, I don't blame them, to be honest.
No, I get it.
So
I get it.
yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. I'm gonna miss R-Truth for sure. I know everyone else will probably miss R-Truth the same, but who's to say? Never say never in this business.
Never say never.
You never say never. Anything can
I will
happen.
never say
Say
never.
never. I will fight. Fucking Bieber. And then I guess we have to talk about Money in the Bank a little bit because this will come out obviously after Money in the Bank. We're recording it the night before. What are your thoughts on Money in the Bank? What do you think? Anything exciting is going to happen? Do we want to run over our picks?
Yeah, I mean we can. I mean there's only 4 matches, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Let's start with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Oh shit, I guess I should probably pull up the picks, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to remember who I picked.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay. So women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Let me change mine because I did change. So you picked Rhea Ripley,
That's right.
and I did pick Roxanne, but I changed it to Naomi tonight.
Okay.
Also, I do want to point out that since we started keeping tab of this at Royal Rumble, I am 5-0.
He has won every fucking week or every pay-per-view.
I've won every PLE.
So we mark PLEs and special event. So Saturday night's main event, we lump into that too. So
Yeah.
that's between PLEs and this one Saturday night's main event that we've predicted on.
Yeah. Becky and Lyra. Everyone, we both picked Becky. Cody and Jay versus Cena and Logan Paul. We both picked Cody and Jay. And then for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, we both picked Seth Rollins.
That is true. Meaning, yet again,
It's going to come down to one match.
gonna come down to one match.
And then again, the other people that we picked with could very well win, but we will see.
Yeah, but between the two of us,
Yeah.
because we've kind of grouped in everyone's picks. If you guys aren't a part of the live stream, you should definitely check me out on Twitch, because that's a lot of our wrestling content really stems there. This is kind of just the aftermath of the week that we actually dive into stuff a little more. Switching gears to power rankings. What do you got for your power rankings right now?
Well, how about you go first this week? I'm usually the one that goes first.
That is true. Let's see here. Number 5, I would have Jacob Fatu. We're really pushing hard on him separating himself from Solo, and I feel like this weekend's going to solidify it. Number 4, Stephanie Vaquer, because she is obviously lighting up the world. Number 3, Bronson Reed. His return has been nothing but amazing. When he returned for Saturday night's main event, and he looks great. He looks great.
Very nice, very nice.
Number 2, I'm gonna go with Jey Uso just because it's fucking Jay. Number 1 is no, you know what? Number 2 is gonna be Punk, and number 1 is Seth Rollins.
Ooh. All right. So we've got some carryovers, but we also have some different people.
Mm-hmm.
Because my number 5,
bitch, if Lyra's your number 1, I'm gonna fight you.
You'll be happy to know that Lyra's not even on the list this week.
I just want to preface, I don't hate Lyra. I do like Lyra Valkyria.
And I want to preface that I actually do not think Lyra is the best women's wrestler of this generation.
Even though my TikTok says otherwise.
I was joking when I said that. Mostly. I was joking. My number 5 is Jacy Jayne.
Ooh.
Because from being the least popular person on Toxic Attraction
to cutting champion
to NXT Women's Champion, beating Stephanie Vaquer of all people, and then having the entire women's roster fighting over you, to having Mariah May make her debut and come after you, to honestly, JC Mariah May, that could feed families.
Oh my god.
And I think JC's doing some of her best work, and I think she deserves the 5 spot. Number 4, Jacob Fatu. He is also doing some of his best work. This storyline with Solo and JC, that is amazing, and I think I think the payoff is going to be amazing. I actually have Seth Rollins at number 3.
Okay.
I think what he's doing is also amazing. Honestly, he could be at 1 or 2. But at 2, I have John Cena. I think his promos have been great still. I'm not a fan of him lifting up Logan Paul, but
That feels weird.
isn't it though? But I see, if you look at it in the aspect of I'm ruining wrestling, and that's his whole thing with him being heel.
That makes
It's
sense.
amazing. And I think that alone has him at 2. He also finally won a heel beatdown today. And
Yes.
and that also should put him at number 2. And then at number 1, I have Jey Uso. Because yeet. And yeah.
All right. I respect it.
Tune in
I
next
see
week
what you
when
did
Lyra's
there.
back at my number 1 spot.
It's the last ever episode of Managed.
Tune in 2 weeks from now when Lyra's
Yeah.
back at my number 1 spot.
Well, we are going to round out the show, this episode, with the top blank of all time. And this week, we went with Money in the Bank cash-in. So, what do you got?
So I'll give you an honorable mention, then I'll give you my actual answer. My honorable mention is Dolph Ziggler cashing in on Alberto Del Rio.
Mm-hmm.
The pop that went off when that happened is one of the biggest pops I've ever heard in WWE history, and it's insane.
Yeah.
However, my actual answer is the heist of the century at WrestleMania 31. And I mean, come on now. It's got to be the answer, right? I mean, there is no other Money in the Bank cash-in that you could argue. I mean, I could argue a few, but overall, that comes close, right? I mean, Roman and Brock are fighting, and then Seth, music hits. It's never been done before. He cashes in, makes it a triple threat for the first time
in the
ever.
main event of WrestleMania.
In the main event of WrestleMania. There really is no other answer to me.
Yeah, no.
And I'm assuming by your reaction that your answer is
is the same. I do have an honorable mention.
Ooh, okay. I'm assuming. Ooh.
Let's see if you can guess.
Edge, first one.
No.
Ooh, okay then. Never mind. Fuck.
Oh, gotta go to one of the shortest title reigns in a long time. Watching Damian Priest cash in.
Oh my fuck.
5 minutes after Drew McIntyre wins the fucking championship from Seth.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's pretty good. That's a
And
good
another
one.
honorable mention is Tiffany Stratton for cashing on Nia Jax. Was great.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
That was good. But
I
yeah,
would also probably say Carmella on Charlotte
Carmella and Charlotte was good. You
after the
mean the time that
Iconics
she
debuted.
won it, or the time that James Ellsworth won it for her?
I believe that is after she won it.
Because I mean, Ellsworth almost did it twice.
Yep, he did almost do it twice.
Uh well, the heist of the century is the
Of course.
only acceptable. I would say that'll about fucking do it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new around here, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, let you know anytime we upload anything new. Check me out in the description. All of my links in the bio. Check out Noob while you're at it too. He should be in the bio as well. Any parting words, my friend? Also, check out the merch store
Yes, check out the merch store.
where you could buy a
No,
Main Event Adjacent t-shirt.
I have no words.
Words
No
to
more
fill.
words in the words of Jeff Hardy's theme song.
Anywho, we don't really have an outro. So